Hello, welcome everybody to our second live session of the Fall 2026 Spring 2027 series. Today's session is Your Community Starts Here. We are so excited about the content that we have today for you. It's going to be a little bit quick, but like I said, you will always be able to review these sessions and be able to come back to anything that you need. So before we get started officially, welcome everybody. If you can please share your name in the chat and what is one thing you are excited about for this school year? Is it your roommates? Is it going to campus events? Is it doing your schoolwork? Um, what is it that you are super excited about for this upcoming school year? So if you can go ahead and put that in the chat, we'd love to hear from you. And yeah, we're going to be getting started in about 1 minute. So please welcome and let us know one thing you're excited about for this school year. Alrighty, while we wait for those answers to come in, and so that way we can give some shout outs, we're going to get started with some updates. So, as you know, our housing application is open to all individuals, and in Edinburgh, we do have a standby list. So, if you do apply, you will be automatically placed on a standby list, and we are working through the standby list every day to try and see how many new vaqueros we can fit on campus. The next is in Brownsville. We are open for room assignments in Brownsville. We have limited space available, so if you would like to live in Brownsville, please make sure to submit your application as soon as possible so that we can get you a room assignment. And just a quick note on the priority deadline for returning students, that was February 25th, 2026. So if you are a returning student and you have submitted an application or you're pending to submit an application, please be aware that there are limited spaces available for returning students. And that's something to consider, that your deadline has passed. So yeah, that's a quick update there. And the next is a QR code to all previous and upcoming sessions. So if you didn't log in to our first session was about all you need to know about living inside a UTRGV, right? And all of the important information. It kind of got a little bit into move-in and what that would look like. And we're going to give some move-in reminders today, just so that way you have some information handy. But there is a move-in session coming up, so do not panic. There is more information coming your way. So I do see that we had some chats come through. So we have Adolfo Salinas. He's excited for all the events coming up. So thank you, Adolfo, and welcome to our live session. We are going to go ahead and get started with our information. So Judith, if you want to kick us off.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judith Valdez, and I'm the housing coordinator for the Brownsville campus at the Casa Bella apartments. So you may ask yourself, who is here to help you, right? It's a huge transition moving into to the university. So you do have the housing coordinators like myself, and in the Edinburgh campus, you will see us throughout the live sessions. So if you ever do see us on campus, please feel free to always say hi to us. But essentially, what we are here to do is to help you. We are live-in staff professionals who oversee overall the day-to-day operations of each residential community. This includes, but is not limited to, supervising the RAs, advising hall councils, promoting student leadership opportunities, following up on any maintenance concerns that you may have, adjudicating conduct cases related to student behavior, and overall serving as a professional staff resource for our community. So we also do, like I mentioned, supervise the RA. So what is a resident assistant? A resident assistant, or you might hear like an RA, right? So what they are is a trained student staff member who strives to build relationship with residents, serve as a resource and referral agent for community members. They do assist in building safety and security through their on-duty service every night. They do help conduct health and safety inspections, and overall just help maintain community standards of behaviors. The RAs are selected as peer educators based on their skills and their willingness to assist residents in being successful overall at UTRGV. So you may ask yourself, what can I call the RA for? So if you do have any maintenance concerns, you can go ahead and call them. If there's an emergency maintenance, please call us immediately. If there's any policy violations that you're um, put in a tough situation and want to go ahead and inform us about, you can go ahead and call the RA. If you have any guest or visitation questions, so we do have visitation policies, and we actually have another session that will kind of go over our policies a little bit more into detail. But when it comes to guests, you are allowed to have guests over. They do have to sign in with the RA on call. The hours are from Sunday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. of the next morning, and on Friday and Saturday up to 2 a.m. Now, you can also call them if you have a lockout or you lost your keys. Now, please do keep in mind that if you do have a lockout, your first lockout is free. However, any lockout following that, there is a $20 fee. And if you do lose your key, there is a $50 key replacement fee. You can also always call us when it comes to any community concerns or any disturbance. The one thing that we just do ask to keep and be mindful of is that for after hours, for the RE on call, it's more for emergencies. If you do have more questions one-on-one or just general questions, we ask that they be that you can call our office, and we are more than happy to answer any questions. And lastly, of course, if you have any other questions, any concerns that you might have throughout your time, we are here to help.
Thank you, Judith. That is all amazing information. And like I mentioned, please don't panic if you didn't get that on the first go. These are recorded so you can come back to it and review what the information is. And we also have more information in upcoming sessions. So as we go to the next area, I want to shout out another member. So I hope I get this right. Andanahi Solis is excited to meet new people and enjoy the same thing as her, and she cannot wait to meet her roommates. So I love that. That's a great transition to our next portion of this video about roommates. So you might be wondering, who are my roommates? What is this information? This is a crazy screen, and I don't know who's my roommate, who's my suite mate, or if these people are even important to me. So on your housing portal, you'll notice that there's a section that says upcoming booking information. On that area, you'll see that it has your housing assignment for the fall 2026 and then the spring 2027. And you'll see here that it gives you a specific room number. That is your room number and your room letter for the fall. And here it's a kind of an explanation about how to see your roommates and suite mates on the information below. But I'm going to tell you how to kind of read this area. So you'll notice that because you're assigned in an A letter, if there's another person in your same room in a B letter, that is your roommate. So for example, this person at the top is assigned North 101A of Unity Hall, and their roommate is in North 101B for Unity Hall for fall 2026. Now, down here, you'll see that there are two other people in 103A and 103B. Those are your suite mates. So while you don't share the exact same room as them, you do share a bathroom with them. And this looks different in different buildings. So this is for Unity Hall specifically, but in Heritage Hall and Troxel Hall, the room numbers might look a little bit differently. So it might look like 101 and 102, A and B, A and B. If you are in a suite or an apartment, that also looks differently. Those letters go to A, B, C, and D, and it has the different areas of your apartment. So in those apartments, you might not share a room with someone or a restroom with someone if you're at Casa Bella, but you do share the apartment and the common areas with those people. And so you'll notice that in those areas, it'll say apartment number 1220, and it will have A, B, C, and D, and those are the letters of the room that you are in. If you have any questions, though, on how to read your roommates or what information you have, please make sure to give us a call or send us a screenshot and say, who are my roommates, who are my suite mates, and we'll be happy to help you. You can also message our Instagram, and somebody on the team will be able to respond to you and give you some information there as well. So that is a little bit on how to read your roommate information. Some tips for getting to know your roommates is first reaching out via email. On that page, all of their information. So, well, not all of their information, but it'll have their username and it'll have their email. And you could reach out to their UTRGV email and kind of get to know them. Give a quick introduction email and say, hey, I'd love to have your socials. These are my socials. Can we chat a little bit more? And then y'all can kind of exchange ideas and information on what you want for your room. The next is you're gonna meet each other on move-in day. So don't be shy. Make sure to say hi to each other, introduce your families because you're gonna be spending a lot of time with each other, and then attend your meetings together and attend events together. That's always gonna be a great way to get to know your roommate on a very low commitment type of level. And next, so here you're gonna see we do offer roommate agreements for our all of our residents, right? And so what a roommate agreement is, it's an assigned agreement on what you are wanting for your room and your spaces. So every single person in a suite comes together to talk about this and talk about the different areas of the roommate agreement. This can be done with your RA. They can help guide you through it. Some students that are returning students kind of take over and do it on their own, and they meet with each other and they call the RA in if there's anything that they need help with or any questions that they might have. But if you are new, more than likely your RAs are going to be knocking on your door in those first couple of weeks to try and get this roommate agreement signed. And the reason why this is so important is because if you don't have these conversations early, it might be a lot later in the semester where something like this comes up. And if you don't have a shared agreement, you may not know how to handle the conflict. You may not know what that person was expecting, what kind of terms that you have for your space. And so it's very, very important. Please make sure to answer your RAs and kind of get with them. Here is a little bit of what the roommate agreement specifically has. So it talks about sleep preference, schedules, your study preferences. Shared bathroom etiquette is important. So how and when y'all are going to be cleaning, what kind of items can be shared in the bathroom. You don't want somebody, if you don't want somebody using your special shampoo, making sure to put that in your roommate agreement is very, very important. Same with any toiletries, air fresheners, things like that. And any shelf space. Sometimes we might think that there's plenty of space for everybody, right? And there is, but if somebody kind of has a lot of stuff and somebody doesn't have a lot of stuff, it might feel like that space is not shared equally. So we want to make sure that we're getting that in a roommate agreement early, so that way those discussions don't kind of derail your roommate relationships later. And then we continue on. There's some shared environment items. So the mini fridge, the gaming systems, if you're bringing any snacks, are snacks up for grabs for everybody, or are they specific to you and your dietary restrictions? And same with guests and any other ways. And then probably my favorite is a preferred method of communication. So are we texting each other? Do we have to talk in person about bringing somebody over? Is it a group chat notification? What are we doing with each other to make sure that we're keeping each other in the loop? And next is conflict mediation. If something does go down, how are we going to talk about it? Do we need to get an RA involved? Is it going to be text messages only? How are we going to talk about it? And then you'll see at the end there's some notes. So if there's anything special that says, hey, I really like this bag of chips and these are my chips only, nobody can grab them, we're putting that in the roommate agreement. It may sound silly now, but it is really important to have those conversations early and while everything is still fresh and new. Um, there are there's going to be an area for everybody to sign, whether it's a physical paper or whether it's digital. Everybody will be able to sign and agree to the terms that they talked about, and your RA will be there to help reinforce this agreement if anything were to come up later. So that's important. And then just to talk a little bit about what to maybe start talking to your roommate about now is CJ with what items to bring.
Hi, y'all. So I'm CJ. I'm the village housing coordinator in the Edinburgh campus. And like she mentioned, it's great to reach out to your roommate so that you can start coordinating exactly what to bring. Some items will be just yours, some items will be to share. But a reminder on what to bring is make sure you bring your bedding. Um, we supply the bed, but we don't supply the blankets, right? Make sure you bring your toiletries for the restroom for your first shower at your new dorm, right? And then your electronics, your laptops, your charging cords, your tablets, your gaming systems, whatever it is that you want to bring. So that you can be connected to the internet, go ahead, bring them over, and make sure that if you are bringing some type of extension cord, it is a surge protector. So make sure it has that little switch that has the light in case there's a power surge, your items are protected. Extension cords are not allowed in our facilities. So yeah, each of each of our dorms have a laundry facility on site, and it looks different for each facility. But make sure you bring your laundry detergent, your hamper, your hangers, and your auto shut off feature, either steamer or iron, right? Other things to keep in mind to bring are food and snacks, maybe some utensils, a bike lock if you're bringing a bike, closet organizers, and cleaning supplies. We do have a Walmart that's fairly nearby and some other shopping facilities that if you're thinking maybe I'll just pick up some snacks on move-in day after I move in, there's something kind of nearby that you guys can go shop at and bring them over. Now, some stuff to not bring. Remember, do not bring these things, right? Do not bring any pets unless it is a fish with the maximum gallon of 10 gallons tank. Sorry, maximum tank of 10 gallons, right? We do not allow any open coil heating or cooking devices. So, no toaster ovens, no toasters, no hot plates, or space heaters. We do allow things with automatic shutoffs that do not have open coils. So, think of like a countertop kettle that heats water that has an automatic shutoff, your automatic shutoff steamer or iron, and things like that, right? There should be no fires in our facility, so no candles, no incense, no fireworks, no devices that can light things on fire, so like lighters and things like that. They should not be in our facilities, right? No drugs or weapons or drug weapon paraphernalia. It's not recommended to bring large amounts of cash just because you never know if you might misplace it or if you might take your eyes off of it, and then it kind of isn't around, right? So bring your cash wisely or your credits and things like that. UTRGV is a tobacco-free campus, right? So that means no tobacco products, no smoking products, no e-cigarettes or vape pens or anything like that. And they are against our housing policy. Once again, those extension cords are mentioned, and you see there the little picture of the hoverboard. So hoverboards are not allowed within our facilities, and scooters, while they are allowed around campus, are not allowed inside our facilities. Once again, the string battery lights are not allowed, but if you have battery operated ones, you can bring them. Just make sure you put them up with renter friendly adhesives. And then you're not allowed to bring microwaves or routers into your bedroom. Any facility that has microwaves available already, we have some at Unity and in Troxel, and then in some lobby areas at Heritage Hall. And then the village has some in each kitchen as well as Casa Bella, right? So personal microwaves not allowed, personal routers not allowed.
Thank you so much, CJ. And yes, just a clarification, some areas in Troxel do have microwaves, some might not. So if you are wondering if your space does have a microwave, please reach out to us. I think after last session, we did have a couple of people reach out to us about the furniture, whether or not it was movable, and we were able to, or we are getting those people answers. So please make sure to reach out to us, and we will get back to you. And as we kind of wrap up this live session, we are going to talk about different ways. So, just to kind of recap, we started with what our staff members do. We have housing coordinators, we have resident assistants, and everything that they can help you with. Then we moved on to how to find your roommate information, how to contact them, and what we're going to do to help you set that tone for a great year. And then um, we moved on to kind of what to bring, what not to bring, and how to facilitate that conversation with your roommates. But now we're going to talk about finding your way in housing and residence life, right? And at UTRGV in general. So, first, we have something called a residence hall association. When you're thinking about resident hall association, think about kind of your student governments, your student council in high school, something to that effect, but for living on campus and your residence hall communities. And this specific association is designed for you to kind of give your voice and put your input into on campus living. It is an exciting opportunity for even new students that are barely living with us to get started and join us. We have elections in fall 2026, this upcoming fall, and we are excited to have new ideas and new opportunities to get involved with campus. So you can put your input on events, you can kind of give your input on maybe policies and procedures that happen with housing and residence life. But most importantly, you can get involved and find a good community to meet with and talk about living on campus and all the great things that have to come with it. The next, if maybe student government or residence hall association is not in your mind, we do have so many different vaqueros clubs on campus. There's over 260 student-led organizations that help connect students with different kinds of interests, and there is something for everybody. And this particular office does amazing events at the beginning of the year during Welcome Week to help you get connected to your people. So again, if it's not within Residence Hall, you're welcome to kind of find your club or organization and get connected that way. And or you can do both. We love to have students, a lot of students get involved in multiple opportunities. And the next is student union. So our student union is available to all students, whether you live on campus or whether you don't. And the student union loves to put on amazing events all throughout the days, different times of the day. But specifically, our favorite are the ones that happen on the weekends, and they are dedicated or specially put on for our residence hall students because y'all are here 24/7. So anything in the evening or weekends, we want to make sure that you get out to those events and get connected to the student union and and take advantage of all the resources that are available to you. So this is just a small snippet. We have more live sessions coming, one of them specifically about connecting to UTRGV and thriving with UTRGV, and more of these students. We're going to have more special guests to talk about everything there is to offer at UTRGV. But for this particular session, we have a special guest on board with us today. He's going to be joining us to talk about all of those can't miss events that happen in the first week of school. So if Raul can join us, awesome. Raul is joining us this afternoon. Raul, please take it away.
Yes. Howdy, vaqueros. I am super excited to have you all come to campus and find your new home at our housing facilities. My name is Raul. I am our program coordinator for student activities. And basically, what that means is I'm in charge of a lot of the fun on campus. So you will definitely learn all of the different ways to connect. One of the major things that I help oversee is our welcome week. This year, Our Welcome Week actually spans 2 weeks. So it will start August 26th and run all the way through September 11th. And there's so many different ways that are for you to get involved on campus, all jam packed into these 2 weeks. This includes some movie nights, a Vaqueros Club's takeover. So like Monica was mentioning, getting involved in student organizations is going to be one of the most amazing things that you do as a member of our UTRGV community. So make sure you go out to the Vaquero Club's takeovers during the week and really just get involved. There's a club for everyone and every kind of interest. And guess what? If there is something that is not on campus yet, you can create your own club. So we have everything from Taylor Swift clubs, baking clubs, a Harry Styles club. So there's literally something for everyone out there. And Welcome Week is your opportunity to get to learn how to get involved and how to really make the impact that you want out of your college experience. In this next slide, I have a quick little video that'll give you a rundown of what to expect from Welcome Week. And so, like our video says, there is a Welcome Week website. So we are currently updating all of the information so you can see all of the different events that you can look forward to in the fall semester. Our website should be fully live by the end of July. So if you're looking for ways to get involved, if you're trying to get a head start and see what opportunities you should get involved with, make sure you check out that website. We will be sending you all some emails and potentially some personalized phone calls from our team to make sure that you get a nice, good welcome to your UTRGV community. The very first event that I want to highlight, though, for this week is our movie night. We will be hosting a Shrek Swamp-tacular. This is brought to you by our Campus Activities Board. Our Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization on our team that gets all of the fun ideas from students and plans it, student-led, student-run. Everything is based off of what students want to see. And so they hosted a poll, and Shrek is really what you all as the students want to see for Welcome Week. They will be hosting this movie on Thursday, August 27th in Brownsville, and then Friday, August 28th in Edinburgh. The locations are the Beeston Lawn and Troxel Lawn, and just make sure you get excited and come out and enjoy Shrek. There will be free food, some Shrek-themed giveaway prizes for trivia, and then there'll also be a costume contest. So just make sure that you come out as Shrek'd out as you possibly can for the Swamp-tacular. After this, we have a really cool event that happens at the Union, which is their game room welcome back party. This will be happening Friday, September 4th. On both campuses on that same day. In Easton, it'll be happening from 2 to 5 in the game room, and then in Beeston, in their game room from 12 to 3. These are really cool opportunities for you to come out, enjoy all of the video games, all of the fun, the billiards, all of the different things that we have available for you in our game rooms. If you didn't get a chance to check out the game room during your orientation, then this is definitely your opportunity to do that. There will be fun prizes, and there's always some nice, cool popcorn stations with all of the different toppings, chile, salts, and everything that you need to make it a fun night for yourselves. The next thing that I really want to push and really plug for you all is going to be one of the biggest events that you'll probably see on campus, which is called the Stomp. The Stomp is our big welcome festival that happens here on campus. We do one in both Edinburgh and in Brownsville, and as much as I could explain it, it won't beat actually watching it. So here's a quick little recap of this past year's Stomp. So that was a quick little recap of what last year's Stomp looked like and kind of giving you a view of what you can expect from the upcoming Stomp. It is, like I said, a big concert. We do have an artist that comes to campus. We also get a really cool DJ for both campuses that usually performs downtown in McAllen. So it is going to be a jam-packed night full of really good music and fun times. Last year, we had a really awesome Ferris wheel, a mobile zip line, and then we have vendors from all across the RGV coming out and giving you all free samples and just exciting opportunities for you to get involved and enjoy the night. So if you have time, which you should, you definitely need to come out and check out the Stomp. And don't worry, if you forget the date, we will be putting some cool little posters, which will look like what this next slide looks like, on every one of y'all's doors. So you will not have the opportunity to forget that the Stomp is happening because each one of your dorms or your fridges will get one of these cool little posters reminding you of the dates and times of the Stomps that we have on both campuses. So make sure you come out, enjoy all the fun stuff that we have planned for you, and make sure that you kick off the semester on the right foot and meet new people at the Stomp. The last things that I want to just touch base on is getting involved. So I mentioned our campus activities board a little earlier on, and our campus activities board is our student-run organization here in our department. They get a set amount of funding from our department to plan their own events. They do this by having committee meetings where you all as students can come in, provide your feedback on the things you want to see, whether what movies you want to host, what local artists you want to bring. They host our big Carnival of Madness in our Brownsville campus and our Charreada. And so you get the opportunity to come in, give your feedback, help plan these major events, and then see them come to life. So it is really cool because unlike other organizations, there is no membership fee. So it is as easy as just showing up and enjoying yourself at the meetings or even just coming out to the events. And all of the events are free to the entire UTRGV community. And so CAB is the place where you really want to get your start at if you're really interested in planning events or you're just interested in giving your feedback on what things will shape everybody's UTRGV experience. So join CAB. We do have a QR code on screen, so you can follow them on their Linktree. And then lastly, this is our Instagram at Student Activities. Student Activities is the mother department for CAB. So if you have any questions, you can email. You can also message us. Our Instagram is UTRGV Student Activities. You can message us at any time, day or night. I won't promise you we'll get a response at night, but you definitely will get a response soon on any questions that you might have regarding Welcome Week, how to join CAB, and really how to get involved on campus. The last thing that I'll leave you all with is, at the end of the day, the level of involvement that you have in organizations or the events that you join or you come to will really make your college career. So I really encourage you to come out, get the full college experience, start the semester on the right foot, come out to the Stomp, go out to the Vaqueros Club's takeover, meet all the organizations that you can, because this is going to be the most fun time of your life if you make it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Raul. It has been amazing. I got chills watching it again because being there and even seeing the video, I honestly love the beginning of every year. And I know your office has a lot to do with it. And like you mentioned, you are going to be getting some calls, hopefully, from his team just to kind of check in and give you a good welcome to campus. So if you have any questions, honestly, we are all here to support and get you ready for joining campus this upcoming year. So with that, I'm going to bring the coordinators back so that way we can close out this live session. But Raul, thank you so much for joining us and have a great afternoon. So we're going to close out this live session. It's going to move a little bit quickly. That's why I wanted everybody here just to talk a little bit about move-in day. So the way move-in day is going to work is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At any point during the day, you can come, grab your keys, and get checked in. That's going to be the first step to making sure that you are ready to move your items in. And in the case that you're in a hurry and you're like, hey, I just need my keys and I'm going to come back later to bring all my stuff, that is totally okay. But just know that there are volunteers to assist from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on move-in day, which is August 25th. So we're excited to welcome you. And then at 4:30, there's going to be a mandatory town hall for all first year residents. This is a cool, fun way to get to know all of the important rules and policies that we have, but also to meet your neighbors and to get some fun prizes, get some snacks, and really just enjoy being on campus for the very first time, living on campus and moving in. So it's a big celebration to welcome you, and we are excited to host that. And then right after, you get to have a dinner with your RA. You can walk over to the dining hall, experience the dining hall if you haven't already, experience it for dinner if you haven't already. So that way you can kind of get an idea of how to use your ID card, how to get into the dining hall. And we're there to help you every step of the way. So that way, if there's anything that happens, we can help take care of it in that moment. And then the next, we have some more information.
Yeah, so once again, the reminder of check in, move in day, August 25th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And make sure you check out our move in guide. It's going to have a lot of helpful tips and tricks about what to bring, what not to bring, maybe how you should pack and label your items, things to consider, your parking situations, and all that good stuff. And make sure you're enrolled. Enrolled in classes is super important. We're all here at college to be in classes. So you need to be enrolled to be able to live on campus with us. And then a little reminder about our payment deadline. So August 21st is our fall payment deadline. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to the bursar's office. Maybe if it's about how can you set up your payment, or if you want to set up a payment plan, just the bursar's office is going to be your best friend when it comes to money.
Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and flash this QR code on screen. This QR code is our Linktree. It has all the information. So the moving guide that CJ mentioned is on there. Also our, oh, it's leaving my brain, but
Early
our resident
request.
handbook,
Oh,
and then the early request form.
yeah.
All of those links are on that link tree, and we continuously update it. So if there's anything that you're wondering, if hey, can I have some quick access to this, please let us know and we can add it to our link tree. Yes, scan the QR code, make sure that you have it handy, even bookmark it if you can. That way you are ready to go and you have everything that you need. I'm going to leave it up there for 1 or 2 more seconds before we move on to the next slide. And Judith, take it away.
Yes, so some other more information, just in general, for you guys to be aware of is when it comes to your student bill, which CJ kind of mentioned, there is the payment deadline, which just a quick tip, you can always find those deadlines on the academic calendar. That will also be your best friend to know when those payments are coming up. And then your charges will be posted in full to your student account. And now you do have the option of an institutional payment plan, which are available to students who may need it, and this is only requested through the bursar's office. Now, when it comes to your meal plan selections, some meal plans are exclusive to certain populations or residence hall. So if you selected one that you're not eligible for, you will automatically be assigned the 220 meal block. So that's just something to keep into consideration. Now, when it comes to your room and roommate requests, we have received several questions on where can I request my roommate, right? So we actually do have a housing change form, and on that form you can submit various requests. One of them being your roommates. So all these requests must be submitted through that form. That's the formal process. And please note that changes may not always be possible because we do have some limited spaces to move students, but you will receive an update if we are able to do that. Now, lastly, when it comes to the charges, like we mentioned, charges are posted for all residents who have a room assignment. We just always ensure that you review them carefully just to ensure accuracy. And if there is any discrepancies, to just go ahead and email us at home@utrgv.edu.
Yes, and just as a reminder, so we are a few weeks out from the start of the semester. I want to say we're about 5 weeks, 6 weeks out from the start of the semester. And so when the bill goes live, it won't go live until next week. Let me double check the calendar. But yes, I think that next week on July 20th, the student bill will go live for any students that are enrolled in the traditional fall 2026 semester. If you are already enrolled or if you are in a different module by any chance, that like Judith mentioned, will be on your academic calendar when everything is due and when information will begin showing on your portal. But on the 20th is when charges will be shown on your bill, and you will not have to pay that until or the deadline will be Friday, August 21st, 2026. So we're coming up on it, but we're not quite there yet. We're almost there, vaqueros. Please be patient and just be ready to make those payments or make those arrangements as needed. And I do see that we have a question. No, we do not. We just have a comment. So if you do have any questions about your student bill, we actually have a session live shortly after your bill goes live, and that will give you all the information you need to know about living or reviewing your bill, where to pay your bill, and all of that information. So please stay tuned and we will be giving you more information. So in the meantime, please don't hesitate to contact us via email, via phone. We are doing our best to, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, move through our standby list. But if you have any questions, please contact us and we will be happy to answer those for you. If not, please join us at our next live session so that you can ask the question live and we're happy to answer them here. So next session is surviving move-in and thriving after. So please feel free to join us, and we are going to be discussing everything that there is to know about moving, all the tips and tricks that you need, who to bring, what to bring, and everything in between. So, with that being said, vaqueros, it was nice joining with or talking with you today. Oh, I do see a last minute question that popped in. Could I? Yes, you can request a tour of the facilities if you'd like. There is a form on our website. There's also every single time you request a campus tour at 11 a.m., it automatically includes housing in that tour. So you can either take a campus tour at 11 a.m. or you can request a housing tour specifically. You can call us. I believe there's also a form on our website that you can submit, and you're welcome to take a tour. Um, and it's another question is, when do tours of the Casa Bella apartments usually occur? All of our tours happen from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So during that window, you can request a tour, and that would be from Monday through Friday unless otherwise scheduled ahead of time. Thank you so much for those questions. Speaking of tours, we do also have virtual tour videos on our website. And here you can scan for virtual tours. If you scan the QR code and then scroll all the way to the bottom of that page, there are some videos of each of our facilities that you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at and what the spaces look like. So please feel free to scan that QR code and check out our virtual tours on our website. Yes. It looks like all of the questions have been answered. So now we are officially going to close out this live session. Thank you all for joining us so much. And we are happy to see you next time on next Tuesday for all you need to know about moving.